Hey, good morning guys, Melissa here. So if you follow my channel, I had half hour of strength training with exercise, and I plan on tonight doing more activity to burn calories off. So what am I doing today? So I have to deal with this work situation. I told this lady, since you told the police officer that that check had money in it and it was dated for 2025, I am resubmitting that check. If I get charged with theft, it's going on you. If you bounce it on me, it's going on you. There will be an investigation, and that will be on you. So that will be used in court too, I said. So I am going to go do that. So ladies, work at everything every day. Work at your health, work at your eating, work at, everything as a mom. So again, a lot of women feel like you can have both. You can have children, you can work, you can have the world. It is really important when you get to be an older woman, an older mom, to be able to look back and have strong bonds with your kids. So anything that you want a strong investment in, you have to work at it, right? So motherhood's no different. If you feel that you can be a mother who has, a certain amount of investment in your kids and you're okay with that kind of investment, well, then go ahead and work. Go ahead and work. And, I don't really know what you're working for, because many times a man provides enough. If you're a single mom, yeah, you have to work. But if you have a husband, I would recommend staying home with your kids as much as possible, because you have so much to deal with. And when they get older, and I think a lot of young moms don't see this, but when they get older, the teen years, more time is required. So if you haven't built that foundation when they're young, to be like, okay, I know my kids very well. I have all these memories. I have all this stuff I did with them. Everything is journaled. When they are older, even into adulthood, past the teen years, you're not going to have that bond still. So you want to pull in, I believe, as much as possible as a mom. You need to give yourself time to take breaks. You need time for your marriage. That's something that we don't hear with mothers working a lot. Like, how much time have you given your husband? How much time do you give to nursing? How much time do you give to feeding your kids in a way that's healthy? How much time do you give to your own self-development? There is a lot there. I don't think it's a quick, answer. I think there are different situations where moms have to work, or they want to work, they need to work, they need an outlet. I mean, I think church is a good outlet. I think other activities are a good outlet. But I think, having some money put away, definitely important, especially if your husband leaves. But I would say, for the most part, when it comes to the mothering part, you are better off being home and investing 100% into your family. And yes, that's what I did, and my husband left, right? It's like, oh, that was real fair, right? I did what I was supposed to do, and he left. So, when my kids were older, I did my last ones. I chose to work, and that's because it was needed. I mean, we had a trailer falling apart. There was nothing else you could do to that trailer. And I already had given so much time to my family that I felt like, yes, it was time to work full time, not just a little bit here and there, but full time. And yeah, we had a nice, 3-bedroom on the lake. It was beautiful, all that stuff, but I had to work to maintain that. So if your husband maybe isn't a strong partner where he's willing to support you working, you got to find other ways. But it is important to make sure that you are taking care of yourself. We had the 3-bedroom, and I was, willing to work to have that. And if he's not willing to support that and be like, oh, just complaining because he has to do dishes, or, that extra time with his sons he doesn't want to take advantage of, or whatever, you got to be careful of that. But yet, you got to have a partner who's strong if you are going to work. And even if he's not strong, sometimes you have to work. So it is a delicate situation, guys, but you want to be able, for the most part, to be able to be home with your family as much as possible. You are the one watching your ways. You are the one watching the household. You are the one dealing with things when crises happens. Like Mike, he decided to sell out from under us. I had to be the one to deal with all that. I had to be the one to, stand up for myself, us, stand up for us. And, when he took us to court. I'm the one who went. My husband didn't go. Um, he lied to the judge. The judge is like, you don't owe him anything. I'm the one who had to deal with all the COVID stuff. I had to deal with the moving. There is a lot to deal with, guys, dealing with hotels, dealing with all kinds of stuff that you have to be able to have that time to deal with things. I mean, my husband had cancer. I had to deal with that. I had to do all the calls, your kids going to the doctors. Motherhood is full time and it's the toughest job you will ever have. And this is why I say build well in the early foundations. Build well and make sure you give your time to your family as much as possible, guys.